welcome back to my channel. This is Caffeinated Diner, and today we're continuing Monster Prom. Last time we got Scott, the werewolf. Gonna do long game. Spooky high school, the sweetest years of our lives. Back then, we were young and unafraid. Sometimes reckless, sometimes brilliant, sometimes just stupid. But always willing to live life to the fullest. We were on a wild journey to discover who we really were. Alright, I'm gonna pick her again. Figure we'll just stick with the same person, because it doesn't matter for stats or anything.
Let's go!
And we had yet to experience its ultimate challenge, the Monster Prom. I remember it clearly. 6 weeks left, and as we fantasized about our dream prom dates, we were all scrambling to catch the attention of one of our 6 most charismatic classmates.
Huzzah!
Miranda Vanderbilt, a sweet mermaid princess who was as cute as she was genocidal. Damien LaVey, a fearless demon with a taste for destruction and a love of fire. Scott Howell, a werewolf athlete who compensated for his rather small brain with a stupidly huge heart. Liam de Langport, a hipster vampire whose standoffish demeanor hid that he was truly a lovable dork.
Yay!
Pollygeist, a party ghost with an insatiable hunger for all the wrong things.
What?
And Vera Oberlin, a mean, self-made gorgon with a merciless sense of business. It was clear, it had to be one of them. But who? We only had 6 weeks to choose our prom date, and even more daunting, we only had 6 weeks to woo them and conquer their heart. But as I already said, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Forgot about this. Welcome to Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever. All minds are rotten, but they are rotten in so many different ways. Worry no more, we're not using our PhD in bullshit to diagnose which kind of deviant sicko you are. Monster Prom's stupidest pop quiz ever will throw a bunch of absurd questions at you and turn your answers into character stats. This way, each of you will start by having stats that better reflect your true selves. Let's start. You're elected president for a day. What's the first law you'd pass? Trivia fact. Presidents don't pass laws, so is this a trick question or are you just being an idiot? You can deduct taxes by writing sonnets instead. Amount of taxes deducted are calculated based on the beauty of the sonnet. $1 bills will now include a picture of me and the inscription, "Beware too much awesomeness. My presidency might last a day, but my fame will last forever." Alright, which of these are we going with? I guess the boring one, right? It'll give us smarts, probably. So smart. Okay, gave me smarts. School is outdated and lame. We need a new school subject ASAP. How to correctly punch a crocodile without terrible consequences. Turning people into your puppets through emotional warfare and deception 101. Critical thought. I mean, damn, this country could really use a subject like that in schools. I mean, yikes. For real. I don't want to pick all the boring ones. Let's go ahead and punch a crocodile. Bold. What criteria would you use to name your children? Just a swear word. Something simple and friendly, like Bobby or Mary. My name and a second. Meh, no name, it's just too much work. A non-heteronormative name to give them the freedom to define themselves on their own terms. I will research for a name that is pun-proof and joke-proof. No one will pick on them. That's not gonna work. So this is my IRL answer. And I feel like that's what I'm gonna go with. Oh, Liam likes that one.
Let's go!
Let's see, we have the highest smarts and boldness. I wish I knew which character liked what stats, so I can, like, plan my route better? Who are we going for? Liam the Lion Court liked our thing, so let's go for Liam. Right? And Liam the Lion Court likes art stuff. So let's go to the auditorium, maybe? That day, while rehearsing for the class play, it's as though the muses themselves have decided to give you figurative oral sex. We got this last time. Your performance is intense and inspiring. It will be remembered for generations, which is pretty rad by high school play standards. You gain +2 creativity. Oh, we want smarts. Probably the classroom, huh? You notice Liam and Damien talking to each other. Maybe you're a little jealous, so you decide to join them. Ugh, I know, right? The entire concept of slaying is barbaric, racially motivated, and deeply rooted in abhorrent colonial mindset. And their outfits, black on red, it's like bad cosplay as a fashion statement. I'm just pissed that they get such a cool name. You know, if I murder a dude and I'm just a killer, but if one of them murders one of us, they're a slayer. Slayer is a metal band. The Killers is just some post-pop baby shit. There was a time when I would have hotly debated the genre classification of the Killers with you, but they're popular now, and so are obviously garbage. Right, he's a hipster. And the same goes for Slayers. Someone really ought to put an end to this archaic practice. You mean by murdering all the Slayers? We've tried that, Damien. We've been trying that for literally centuries. No. What we need is a new initiative. Something fresh. Something modern. Something like... Liam seems to be drawing a blank, but you're not. Your idea is simple yet effective. Murder all the Slayers? A massive PR campaign letting people know that every cool person in history was either a vampire or a demon. I don't know who this is gonna woo. I guess this one. Yes. Liam likes that one. You had me a massive PR campaign. Then you lost me a cool person, but then you got me back with history. Oh, I can't wait to educate the ignorant public. For example, did you know that Caligula and Jack the Ripper were the same vampire? Yeah, everyone knows that. Did you know Virginia Woolf was a demon? Yes, A Room of One's Own was originally titled A Doom of One's Own. Oh, we've got so much research to do. Come on, Damien, let's go to the library. You've doomed Damien to his own personal hell, but Leon's on cloud 9. He gained 2 smarts and 1 charm.
Let's go.
Alright, we're gonna sit with Liam. When you reach Liam and Damien's table, you find it absent of food, but covered in paperwork. Do we really need all these special forms? Can we just write death threats on regular paper? For the last time, Damien, substantive change of an administrative system requires mastering the mechanisms of bureaucracy. What if we wrote the death threats on really fancy paper? Liam turns to address you. As you can see, my mastery of real politics has caused me to embrace an unlikely ally in my quest for reform. I have no idea what he's saying. I just want the cafeteria food to stop being so fucking boring. You see, our interests are aligned. I do desire a menu less pedestrian. Sure, either way, we're stuck in the last bit. We know we want the menu to change, but we don't know what to change it to. Yes, we have encountered a culinary block. Perhaps you could suggest something appropriately artistic. A white plate with a single sprig of parsley in the center, the essence of minimalism. A bowl of knives, the essence is knives. Knives sound more fun, but we're trying to go for Leon, so I'm gonna go for white plate. That's it. That's it.
So authentic.
Don't you see, Damien? It's a bold commentary on the emptiness of consumption. Really? It sounds like a plate with a leaf on it. Oh, he'll never understand. But like, why even have a leaf on the plate if you're trying to be so minimalist? My god, you're right. Why even have a plate? Why have anything at all? That's it. A new menu item. Nothing. The school receives Leon's petition. From now on, the lunch line will include 1 empty tray. A A great victory for artistic expression. That doesn't sound like we won.
Let's go.
Let's go to the library. That day you spend some time in the library's PCs, managing your start kicker. You deceive lots of people with sensationalist video and possible promises. Nice. You gain 100,000 money, but almost everything goes to cover costs, and you keep only 2 money. Later in the halls, you run into Polly and Liam, who seem to be talking about some kind of flyer. The flyer is for our upcoming music festival, Lollapalooza. So, we agree on everything for Friday night, right? Yeah, pretty much. And Saturday, we should totally go to the Mess of Our Chumps and imagine the effing dragon.
So authentic.
Sure, those bands are great. And then at 3 a.m., I want to check out that guy in the parking lot who just makes a cacophony for 2 hours. Girls are super into cacophonies, but at 3 a.m. I want to go to MC Griffin.
Cool.
I mean, it's a freaking griffin that raps. It's the hottest thing right now, Liam. You know, the hottest thing right now isn't the criteria I use to pick the artist I want to see, right?
Yes.
A griffin that raps, Liam. There should be a better way to decide this other than repeating our choices in a loud, annoying tone. But I love the loud, annoying tone thing. I know, still. Go ahead, don't be shy. You might have the ultimate trick for how to choose the best schedule for this music festival. Get into as much ayahuasca as possible until some kind of spirit animal appears to share its wisdom with you. Don't fight over this. The one who wins will get to see the artist live for an hour or two, but the one who loses will get to bitch about it until the end of time. I don't know which of these to pick. I guess don't fight over this? Ooh, a solution that involves hating stuff in a very public way? Count me in. I mean, you're actually right. I'm already getting to see stuff I enjoy. So getting one hate-watching session would be healthy for my cred. Usually I can totally shit on stuff without really knowing a lot about it. But actually attending a concert, that's going the extra mile. Huh, so we can go see MC Griffin? You bet, Polina.
See.
I'm going to practice my eye rolling and my sighing. Oh, sweetheart, you're a dork to the point you're actually lovable. Ah, classic Liam. You solve the situation with your knowledge of hipster culture. You gain 2 smarts and 1 charm.
Let's go.
Maybe we should go to class? That day you listen to your elders and learn valuable lessons. Sometimes, after all the monster nonsense and the dating gimmicks, you forget that attending class is supposed to be the primary activity at this high school. You gain 2 smarts. But Liam isn't paying any attention to that. He corners you afterwards to lecture you on momentagram filters. Oh, it's with Instagram, I got it. What no one seems to understand about filters is that they're not about making pictures better. They're about making pictures browner and harder to see. That's why I use my own proprietary filter for almost all my photos. Infinite Hall. It's also probably why I have only 6 momentagram followers, but we must all make sacrifices for our art. In any case, I have to go. There's a dead rat in the parking lot I simply must document. As soon as Liam's gone, Miranda peeks out of an air conditioning duct. Goodness, the situation's even more dire than I thought. If Operation Make Liam Popular again to succeed, we must get started immediately. What's that? Why yes, of course you're part of my operation. I unwillingly force people into my service all the time. Oh, you want to know why it's called Operation Make Liam Popular again? Well, he's been alive for like centuries, right? I'm sure he must have been popular at some point. I'll check the history books later. There's no time now. Phase 1 is getting Liam more momentagram followers. I took the liberty of having my royal spies discover the password to his account so we can give it a total makeover. But what to do? Use his account to post a bunch of porn and bomb recipes? No. Paying millions of homeless people to follow Liam. I think both of these are bad. Let's go with paying homeless people. Ah, yes, just as father pays millions to vote for him in our fair and democratic elections. In fact, I think I can cut costs by paying one of father's clonesmiths to simply replicate the same 1,000 people 1,000 times. You can ask Miranda if she thinks this is ethical, but she's so confused about the meaning of ethics as she is about fair and democratic elections. Soon the plot and the requisite clones are hatched. We run to Liam in the halls a few hours later. I am distraught. My carefully husbanded up popularity is crumbling before my eyes. Look at all these followers. Look at all their comments. Totally real account 66, I love you, Liam. Another equally real account, you're so obscure and avant-garde. Sentiments they are expressing objectively correct, and yet, no, I cannot give in to the lure of the limelight. In spite of this, Liam seems to be enjoying himself quite a bit. You spend the rest of the day helping him curate his feed, gaining 2 charm and 1 fun in the process.
Let's go.
Alright, let's sit with Liam again. The table you choose is quite crowded. Liam sits across from Miranda, who is flanked by 2 well-dressed servants. One of the servants cuts a slice of Salisbury steak and feeds it to the other. Seriously, Miranda, you have servants to chew your food for you?
Disgusting.
What? Of course not. That would be barbaric. The servant happily swallows the Salisbury steak. I have servants to eat for me. They're called eating serfs. Don't you have any? First of all, no, I don't eat food. Second of all, that totally defeats the purpose of eating. Are you worried about starving? Why would I be? My serfs get all the calories I need to stay fit and healthy.
Enough.
I have no objective reason to care about this, but suddenly it's all I care about. Someone convince Miranda to stop this madness. Maybe you should start this madness, Liam. Imagine all the food you can take pictures of without having to eat any of it. But Miranda, look at the contented smile on that servant's face. You think he's eating for you, but secretly he's eating for himself. Let's go with Liam's about pictures. Ah, no, she liked it. Darn. You might have a point there. For too long, I have needlessly ordered off the cafeteria menu, leaving my food untouched, even as I take them with artistic grams. I justified the wastefulness by the intense artistic merits of my photographs, but I need compromise no longer. Finally, I can have my cake and pay someone else to eat it too. Still, Miranda, this makes way less sense for someone who actually needs to eat to survive. Oh, you're just jealous of how cute my serfs are. Eat up, little guys. I'm not full yet. Seriously, how does Miranda keep from starving to death? Do they put an IV in her while she sleeps? Whatever, she's happy. Ah, we picked the wrong one!
Let's go.
Let's go to the library? That day you spend some time in the library's PCs mining some Bitcoin. This is supposed to have something to do with solving algorithms and the rise of cryptocurrency. But you guess that nobody actually has any idea how this really works. Anyway, you gain plus 2 Bitcoin, which is equal to $2 million. Which, unfortunately, is equal to 2 monster dollars, so 2 money. Later, you see Liam beaming to himself. Liam? Beaming? It appears that my application to write for a Virgin magazine was received and accepted.
So authentic.
And you may put would hook them. Imagine the edgiest, most irreverent article subject you could think of. Now double it. That's my subject article. You see, I use a writing technique on them called lying. It's very effective. Up until they call your bluff. Now I've got to actually write an article and I've got no idea what to write. You, save me from the consequences of my actions. Suggest an idea that lives up to my hype. A passionate argument for the legalization of recreational chimera toxins, a chilling expose of the posit industry's griffin trafficking. Which one is more hipster? An expose or a passionate argument? Let's go to the passionate argument. Ah yes. Chem, the champagne of hard drugs. 100% lethal after 2 doses, but those 2 doses, wow. I've heard that it may have exciting new medicinal applications, such as euthanasia and effing you up so bad you forget that what was wrong with you. Why, even I have been known to indulge in a little chem from time to time. It's marvelous, like dying all over again. How could something that has killed so many people be bad? How, I ask you? How? Soon thereafter, you see A Peace and Virtue by new correspondent Liam de Liancourt. The true cause, why chimera toxins is not an addiction, but an addition to your quality of life. Boom. Drugs are always the answer. You gain 2 fun and 1 charm.
Let's go.
Let's go to the auditorium. Right? Because I'm feeling for Liam, we probably need a lot of smarts and maybe a lot of charm. How do we raise charm? Oh, I wish I knew. I don't know. The auditorium maybe? That day where rehearsing for class play, you totally forget your lines. It's terrible. But you don't let you get that down. You start improvising all your lines. And it's marvelous. Somehow it enhances the pathos of the play in unexpected ways. And that's saying something, since half of your improvisation is a rap battle against your inner fears. You gain 2 creativity. After you, Miranda beckons you from a darkened corner. Co-conspirator, over here. Phase 1 of Operation Make Liam Popular Again was an overwhelming success. Liam is internet popular. Now we just need to make him real life popular. And what better way than making him prom king? Unfortunately, when I asked him to run for prom king, he said, and I quote, "Never, never, not in 100 years, and that's not an exaggeration because I've been alive for hundreds of years and I've never run for prom king, so there you go." Which is clearly his cryptic way of saying he wants us to make him prom king. The first thought was to murder the current prom king after establishing Liam as his rightful heir. We couldn't find any bloodline charts to work from. So I suppose we must engage in this democratic election the school is holding. Now, how can we secure a win for Liam when he's opposed to running or making any effort to win? I'll dress up as Liam and give the best campaign speech anyone has ever given. Pay 1 million people to vote for Liam. Pay people? So there's no way we're going to convincingly dress up as Liam. Of course, election rigging. Silly me, how else does one elect a king? I suppose someone as wealthy and charismatic as you knows where to hire 1 million voters? Sure you do, totally. You've got lots of money and connections. You tell Miranda you'll get right on that. Lucky, what you lack in money and political capital, you make up for in stolen magical artifacts. You put on your robe and wizard hat, crack open a forbidden tome, and bring all the school's janitorial equipment to life. You camp out by the janitor's closet, passing out ballots to broomsticks and telling what mop buckets who to vote for. Nobody notices the fraud. Half student body is sentient objects anyway. Soon you all watch the prom king election forecast together, and I can't believe it. 6,000 votes for me? And 994,000 votes for a bottle of lemon-scented toilet bowl cleaner? I'd be impressed with the avant-garde taste of the student body, if I wasn't so comprehensively humiliated. Nice going. Now you gotta find a tuxedo that fits with a bottle of lemon-scented toilet bowl cleaner. You lose 2 charm and creativity. Oh no.
Let's go.
Alright, where's Liamson? You find Liam taking a picture of his food and Scott taking a picture of also Liam's food? Ha! Yes, Scott, snap away. My artistic plating is too magnificent to ignore. Artistic what? I'm playing Pokemon's Go, the mobile version of the hit Pocket Human video game. What do Pocket Mans have to do with my food pic? There's a level 43 Bernard Henson hanging out in the middle of your plate. Here, take a look. Scott, why does your phone show a tiny human doing pottery on top of my eggplant ravioli? You mean you don't know Bernard Henson? He used to be a chartered accountant, but now he's decided to pursue his dream of being a world-famous potter. That major life change has made him super rare. Pocket humans almost never follow their dreams. Well, I don't care how rare he is. His presence is spoiling my pristine food pick. Spoiling it? The pocket humans are way cooler than your boring old food pick. You take that back. Uh-oh. Tempers are running a little high. Looks like it's up to you to settle this dispute. Scott's right, Liam. Why take a normal cliched food pick when you can take a food pick of Scott capturing Pokemon off your food pick? Scott, look over there. There's a Stuart Hogarth on top of that pile of mashed potatoes. I want to appeal to Liam. But I don't know if distracting Scott is the correct answer. No! Good lord, you're right. The layers of irony are practically infinite. Go ahead, Scott. Capture your Pokemon. Okay, here I go. Wait, what are you doing? Stop molesting my pasta. I'm not trying to grab your pasta, bro. I'm trying to grab Bernard Henson, but he's too slippery. You imbecile! Bernard Henson isn't actually on top of my ravioli. He's an image projected by your phone. Are you sure? He seems so real. Let me just try to grab him a few more times. No! My artfully arranged pasta pockets are in disarray. You fiend! Liam chases you and Scott away until he rebuilt his artful pasta arrangement. He bonded with Scott by teaching him how to actually play Pokemon's Go. Darn!
Let's go.
Let's go to class. So that raises our smarts. We need to find a way to raise our creativity and charm. I think those are the ones that we need. That day, the teacher is just tired of teaching, so she recurs to the classic technique of not giving a shit and putting on some kind of historical TV show for you to watch. What you don't expect is that it's super effective. God bless the golden era of television. The TV show is compelling thanks to a ridiculous amount of nudity and bloodshed, but at the same time you actually learn a lot about history. You gain 2 smarts. Later, you see Liam scrolling through his phone, looking like the embodiment of an Inu? I don't know what that word is. Hey Rex, what are you doing? Stalking classmates for romantic purposes and offering rather absurd advice? Magnificent, I can use some rather absurd advice. I was exchanging messages with a were-koala on this dating site, and all was going well for a time. But I've grown tired of our exchanges. He's a bit clingy, and being clingy is my 7th biggest turnoff. Right between sarcasm, illiteracy, and actually being a pickle and not a person. The postmodern protocol dictates for me to just ghost him and never talk to him again. That's horrible, and I would never do that to someone. You see, I am Liam, handsomely mysterious yet a true gentleman. But neither do I want the emotional turmoil of telling him how I really feel and have an actual conversation about it. What an ordeal. So I settled on just sending him a bunch of emojis and then never texting him again. That should do it, right? The thing is, how can I convey this complex array of sentiments through this friendly language of emojis? This is your time to shine. Show Liam you excel at complex sentiments so he might someday feel like sharing them with you. Maybe croissant, school bus, shooting star, trumpet, and crocodile? This one, little vampire growing is interested in overly attached were-koala emoji. I don't know. Oh god, I'm not IRL smart enough for Liam. I feel like this one is sarcasm. Oh no, I don't know which one. Alright, going for this one, I guess.
So authentic.
Oh, that one's clearly the best option. How didn't I think of it? Oh my god, I didn't think he was gonna go for that. Which version should I choose? Little vampire growing disinterested in overly attached were-koala? Or little vampire with a silly hat growing disinterested in overly attached were-koala? Maybe the silly hat is not suited for the situation. Let's go for classic. Okay, just sent it. He texted me back. Let's see. Oh, the were-koala being understanding of the little vampire's feelings and respecting them even if it hurt a bit emoji. And replying back with a formally grateful and ready to move on poop emoji. Look at this, he just texted me with an emoji that's waving his hand like he's saying bye with an expression that he's going to break all bonds without being resentful about it. Perfect, we solved this as a team. Cheers to us. And here's to the creative people that have turned every complex feeling and scenario into a friendly and colorful emoji. You gain 2 charm and 1 creativity.
Let's go.
Has the auditorium been giving us creativity? Or am I imagining that? It's been giving us charm. I'm gonna start taking notes. Alright, auditorium. Writing this down. Auditorium. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, you do a terrific job at acting. You act so hard that some of your classmates in the audience throw roses at you. 7 roses, to be exact. Damn, roses aren't a valid currency or stat in this game. Anyway, you check your converter app to see if it could translate to something a bit more useful. Seeing 7 roses equal 2 creativity points. Sweet, you gain 2 creativity. Alright, auditorium gives us creativity. Later, you see Liam rolling his eyes with his phone. You ask him what's up before he can roll them right out of his head. I'm having trouble with my status on social network. I expressed a positive opinion about bug manicures, which I obviously meant ironically. And now my so-called friends are responding with blatantly unironic pictures of themselves with centipedes glued to their nails. I know being aloof and misunderstood is my brand, but I want to be misunderstood on my terms, not theirs. What kind of status could I post that would be idiot-proof? Flat out post that everyone currently reading the status is an idiot. Vague blog for your life. I don't know. Jesus Christ. I'm not good at the hipster sarcasm thing. I feel like vague blog is up his alley. Yes, vague blog is a tricky proposition.
Welcome to Liam the
But luckily, I am a master of blogging arts. The trick is to reel people in with an intriguing premise, but make it absolutely clear they will never know what it is. Worst day ever. No, I don't want to talk about it. So sick of this, but I don't kiss and tell, or fight and tell. I'll do something like, it's all your fault, you know who you are, and then the high-heeled shoe emoji. No one can possibly misinterpret that, because there's nothing to misinterpret. Boom. Vague blogging is always the simplest and most direct solution. You gain 2 creativity and 1 boldness.
Let's go.
Alright, let's sit with Liam. You take your seat between the strongest and smartest men you know. Liam appears to be taking a very intense picture of some bizarre-looking food. Scott is looking about as confused as you are currently. But Liam, food is delicious. It's for eating. That's why they call it lunchtime. Neither of those statements are wrong, but they also aren't quite connected. Scott, if I had the capacity to eat, I assure you, I would still ignore the actual content of the food in favor of finding the perfect combination for a flawless moment-gram post. Oh, I see. You're going to post a picture to advertise the food to people who can actually eat it. You're so smart. I'll be happy to eat your food for you. I'm afraid your palate is way too unsophisticated to appreciate the rare Japanese delicacies. Ooh, they're Japanese? Do you have any Scott snacks? Scott's. You know what? Fine. I've taken all the pictures I need. Eat whatever you want. Thanks, Liam. Ooh, they all look so yummy. I don't know where to start. Rex, any ideas? Maybe your try to snack can get one of these boys to want to snack on you. In an innuendo way, not literally. Obviously, the lychee flavored custard of the side of tofu and drizzle raspberry extract is the most superior food in the plate. Go for the brightly colored bag of meat biscuits that somehow has an anime drawing of Scott's face on it that says Scott Snacks. let's go the lychee flavored. Oh, Rex, I always knew you were a monster of impeccable taste. Actually, that isn't true. I assume everyone has horrible taste and a useless aesthetic. But in this case, it's pretty clear that this assumption does not apply to your beautiful self. Did I say beautiful? I meant your aesthetic is beautiful. Because we have the same aesthetic. The lychee custard picture has already gotten more likes than any other food on this table. And it's absolutely delicious. How could the way you taste possibly have any relevance to a conversation about food? Liam, you're so smart that I don't even understand how that makes any kind of sense. Thank you for being someone with whom I can actually discuss the important nuance of Japanese food pictures. It appears to be you and me against a very ignorant world. Yeah, stupid everyone else for actually eating their food and not taking pictures. Thank goodness you and Liam have each other. XOXO.
Let's go.
Let's see what stat class gives us. I'm pretty sure class gives us smarts. So let's go to the library and see what library gives us. I'm gonna write it down so I can remember. That day you spent some time on the library PC sending malicious spam emails in the hopes of stealing other people's money. It doesn't sound very nice, but who's really the one to blame if they respond to such a blatant scam? You lose 10 karma, which isn't a stat in this game, so who cares, and you gain 2 money. So library gives us money. You hang out afterwards to impress Liam with your sweet moment-gram filters. You're really making some headway when...
Greetings, my love.
Oh my god. Never fear, bored teen. I'm here to rescue you from the drudgery of high school. I suppose your heart's in the right place, but I'm afraid there's no experience novel enough to conquer my luminous... That word again. Inu? Hold on, I'm gonna look up what this word is. Anway. Is that how you pronounce it? How do you say it? Unli. A feeling of listlessness and dissatisfaction arising from a lack of occupation or excitement. Huh. A feeling of boredom and dissatisfaction. Okay. Anway is how you pronounce it. Weird. Not even marrying an interdimensional prince? No, not even that. What about marrying an interdimensional prince ironically? My god, it's so disruptive. It may be the most disruptive thing ever. No, it seems the prince has bewitched Leon with his idiotic proposal. All is lost unless he can think of something even more disruptive to marry. The concept of marriage itself, a unicorn with a toilet on its head. The concept of marriage itself. But you can't marry marriage. Maybe you can't, but that's only because you do not possess the soul of a poet.
So effective.
Don't you see the brilliance of the scheme? No. Marriage is monogamous. If I marry marriage, then no one else can marry. It's the most destructive marriage of all.
See you.
So long, posers. A moth to deflower a precious social construct. This will surely put a stop to the prince's practice of proposing marriage to random high schoolers. As soon as Liam figures out how to actually marry an abstract concept. Meanwhile, you gain 2 creativity and 1 smarts.
Let's go.
Alright, let's go to class. I'm assuming that gives us smarts. That day, you are astonished by the new stuff you learn in class. You thought high school was all about doing stupid shit with your friends and trying to find true love. Who would have thought that class could actually be useful? What a nice surprise. You gain 1 valuable lesson. Good luck trying to use that in this game, and 2 smarts. Yeah, this class gives us smarts. But what gives us charm? In our class, we're having a hard time looking at the unspeakable eldritch relic you're supposed to be painting. When Leah and Miranda thankfully provide you with a distraction. What are you talking about, Miranda? That relic clearly represents the futility of man's quest for a meaning in a world of consumer goods. But how do you know that, Liam? To me, it just looks like a gruesome and horrific offering to a pitiless god like Uncle Anthemia used to make. Why, it's easy, Miranda. When I want to discern the true meaning of a piece of art, I simply, make it up, look at the bottom, read the clearly printed label that explains the true meaning of art. I mean, I feel like making it up is not the correct answer. Ridiculous. There's something written on the bottom of the statue. It says, the statue clearly represents the futility of man's quest for meaning within capitalism. Oh dear, Liam, it looks like you're wrong. You sit in a world of consumer goods. That is merely my superior vocabulary at work, Miranda. The artist was an eldritch sculptor after all, not an art critic. Wow, Liam, you're so smart and so humble. Liam calmly accepts Miranda's sincere compliment. But when he thinks you're not looking, he runs around looking at the bottoms and backs of every other piece of art in the room. You've clearly changed his life, probably for the better. You gained 2 charm and 1 smarts.
Let's go.
Alright, let's sit with Liam. We find Damien brandishing his usual silverware, a hammer and chisel, while Liam looks on in horror. You can't eat that. Watch me. First of all, it's made of 1 seamless piece of obsidian, so it's low calorie. And second of all, it's a Lix phylactery. Part of this balanced breakfast. It's lunch. You're just jealous. No, I'm nervous. Nervous that you're gonna eat that, get possessed by a lich, and kill us all. Well, I'm not nervous that's not going to happen. Look like these two are on an impasse. Maybe you can solve the dispute and score some romantic credit at the same time. Damien, don't eat it. You won't have room for all these baby seals I brought you. Or Liam's right, Damien. You should make him eat it. Oh no, we don't want Liam to eat it. Let's go with the first one. Baby seals, give them to me and can already taste the cruelty. Rex, you scoundrel, how could you substitute wanton irresponsibility for animal cruelty? You quietly explain to Liam that the baby seals you're feeding Damien aren't really baby seals. Hey, these are just seal-shaped beanie babies stuffed with tofu and pig's blood. Good thing you always keep a sack of baby seal decoys in case of a killer whale attack. I applaud your craftiness and your high regard for animal life. Let's go return this phylactery to Larry DeLick's crypt, together. And ends up being the 3rd most romantic night you've ever spent in a crypt. Score.
Let's go.
Alright, auditorium time. That day we'll rehearse it for the class play. You aren't especially good nor inspired. For once it seems you aren't getting the classic creativity boost from the auditorium. What? Then afterwards, while talking to your classmates, you're having trouble conveying your point in the discussion, so you're designed to convey it through music. You start singing, and suddenly everyone else joins you in a kick-ass musical number. It's so amazing that the people with whom you are arguing totally get your point and change their minds once the song is over. Gaining 2 creativity! You find Liam storming out of the dressing room, still wearing his very fancy costume. He goes straight to Vera, where she sits in the audience, as usual, judging people. You got to help me, Vera. Art is in jeopardy. Help you, please. I signed up to be a dramaturge, specifically because it allowed me to criticize people without doing any real work. You return to your calculated apathy immediately after helping me sign Underwood Supergroup Yogurt Resort to score our play. You want Yogurt Resort to score a play? The ones who did help me, I'm drowning in tractors? I hate to admit it, but it's actually a very cool idea. The fact that someone besides me knows about Yogurt Resort only makes me slightly less excited about this plan, which should tell you how important this is to me. How are you going to pay for that, though? Ugh, it's exactly what the director said. Everyone's trying to smother my artistic spark beneath the boot wheel of capitalism. It appears that I must make some concessions to the invisible hand of the market if I am to realize my dream. Yeah, I definitely want this to happen, Liam. We just have to figure out how. Have a bake sale, but with cocaine instead of baked goods? Tell them we're all orphans and that this is a charity event. Neither of these are good. Bake sale of cocaine? I guess? Right? Because it's better than lying. Oh, of course, this will require only a minor adjustment of my underground criminal empire. I mean, what is a drug? No time for faint innocence, Vera. This is about art. The two get to work, smuggling kilos of cocaine across the border and using it to make powdered donuts. Soon, almost everyone at the school is hooked on cocaine. Most of the actors quit the play to focus on their addiction. That's fine by Liam, though. He really just wanted Yoga Resort to come and play. And they do! Sure, some people get their lives ruined, but someone's gonna suffer for Liam's art, right? You need 2 boldness and 1 smart.
Let's go.
Alright, our creativity and our charm are much lower than our smarts, so I think we should focus on the auditorium. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, you are struck by the lightning of inspiration. You come up with an ultimate nickname for yourself. You tell everyone to call you by it, also known as one of the 7 most douchebaggish moves in the world. But the nickname is so awesome, inventive, and appropriate that people decided to go with it. Quite the feat, you gain 2 creativity. We the devs dare you to actually come up with a nickname for yourself and ask other players to call you by that name until the end of this run. After rehearsal, if you notice Liam, Polly, and Miranda staying late. You expect this from Liam, but Polly and Miranda? Something's up. No. We need something transcendent, something fresh. Liam giving us both back rubs is neither of those things. Ugh, whatever. I don't like your tone. Honestly, I don't know why either of you even signed up to help with the intermission performance. Principal Giant Spider said I can do this instead of taking math. Academics at the school are a joke, it's awesome. Intermission performance? Polly told me we're coming here for back rubs. Well, you're both here now. We've got to make the best of it. Let's give that audience the best 13 minutes of their lives. A rousing speech. You have my scepter. You know what? That does sound fun. Let's do it. So, any ideas? Ugh, no. How are we going to do a great performance if we don't even know what we're going to perform? Reenact Snow White. Miranda can be Snow White, Liam can be the prince, and Polly can be every single other character. Literally just throw money at them. People love money. Let's go with the first one. Oh yes, the role I was born to play. Literally, a prophecy foretells that one day I will one day fall asleep after an allergic reaction to an apple. Are you sure Polly can play all those roles? There's at least 7 other. Hell yeah! Finally, used for all these false beards I've been collecting, and all these amphetamines. In that case, we have a cast. I'll have to spend some time ruling a small kingdom, of course, to get into character. Oh, you can lose Lumeria. While I just had their old prince executed. You kick back to watch them rehearse. Polly pulls out like 20 fake beers from God knows where. You gain 2 fun and 1 creativity.
Let's go.
Alright, where's Liam? Here he is. When you arrive at their table, you find that Polly and Liam aren't eating. They're just taking pictures of their food.
Hey, boo!
Welcome to the don't need to eat so we just take dope food pic zone, baby. We believe that food, like heavy construction machinery, should be seen and not tasted. Yeah, I mean, have you ever tasted heavy construction machinery? Have you? I don't know, maybe? My weekends are usually kind of a blur. Like last Saturday? There will be plenty of time to chronicle your sex exploits later, Polly. Right now, we need to focus on these food pics. While Liam and Polly were busy bantering, you were busily arranging a dope food pic of your own. Now to complete your masterpiece. A food pic. Instead of food, it's just a bottle of whiskey with ketchup on it. A food pic of Liam taking a food pic. So meta. Let's go with that one. You love your phone at Liam just as he's about to snap a food pic, but his vampire reflexes are too quick for you. Ha! Trying to out-meta the Metamaster, aren't you? We'll see about that. Liam levels his phone at Polly just as she's about to take a food pic. Now you're taking a food pic of a food pic of a food pic. Whoa, are we pointing our phones at each other now? I want to play too. Suddenly, Polly's got a phone pointed at you. It's a food pic of 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 a... We've done it! We've created the meta triangle, the most meta shape in existence. This is our finest hour. The world around you dissolves into green columns of numbers and letters. You've done it. You can see the code. You are the one. The program in the video game you're in awards you by raising your relationship points with a character known as Liam. Alright, last one.
Let's go.
I don't know. Our fun is below 10. Our charm is only 11. I guess auditorium. It's the last one. That day, while rehearsing for the class play, you can't help but feel that you're not as good as the role requires you to be. There doesn't seem to be any ordinary way of getting yourself there, but there might be an extraordinary way. You summon the devil, one of many, and make a deal to enhance your creativity just a bit. You gain 2 creativity. You also lose 3 years of your life as your end of the deal, but who cares? They weren't happening in-game anyway. Lately, you've been being cute with Liam, but in an ironic sense. And he seems to tolerate you, which is like third base for Liam. So tonight you're having a picnic at the graveyard. It's like a date, except it totally isn't a date, because dates are super cliche. But it's totally a date. It's time! You're gonna kiss him. You practice a lot with your pillow, which might or might not be a body pillow, customized with a real-size, full-body picture of Liam. Maybe. Here you go. You know what, Rex? I've been thinking about the concept of kissing. And not because being with you makes me think about kissing, but don't you think kissing is such an outdated and vulgar concept? The best way of showing your feelings is by putting your mouth over another person's mouth. But you wanted to put your mouth over his mouth, goddammit. Come on, Rex, prom is just around the corner. Quickly, think of a never-before-seen way of showing your feelings to Liam. Don't show your feelings, sing your feelings. Being figurative is for cowards. Real winners are always literal. Show Liam your feelings. I feel like he will not like singing, so let's go fit the literal. Ah, not so bold. No! You're ready to show Liam your feelings in a literal way. Start a magic ritual to give feelings a physical form. Yes, there's a magic ritual for that. Magic is just stupid. Your feelings are many and complex. When putting all of them together in a physical form, it turns out that they add up to the shape of a feral puma. What are you doing? First you spent an hour of a picnic ignoring me so you can scribble some weird runes on the ground. Oh yeah, that ritual took you an hour so you couldn't focus on Liam. Really? And then you summon a friggin' puma in the middle of it, which is like the 5th to last thing I like in a picnic. Just between 2 pumas and gluten. Not cool, Rex. I'll let you solve this yourself. And so he leaves. Subduing a feral puma turns out to be not an easy task. It rips 2 smarts and 1 fun off you, and it hurts big time. Alright, let's ask Liam.
Welcome to Liam the Liam Crawler.
Ask Liam to prom? Yes.
Let's go.
You finally pluck up your courage and ask your beloved to go to the monster prom with you.
Oh, ironic.
Oh, I see. You mean like going ironically, right? How smart of you. Yeah, I can totally see it. Let's go to prom together, but as a way of internally mocking all those hollow phonies, even if we're doing literally the same thing they're doing. Genius.
You're not bad.
Oh, excuse me. Prom night was beautiful. For once, Liam seemed relaxed, without feeling the need to act cool. He put all his mysterious posing aside and told you a bit about the time he spent as part of a coven, and about when he was in a K-pop band. You told him you admired that about him, how he has no issue trying new things, as wacky as they might sound. He smiled and told you that when you're immortal, you need to explore life to its fullest, and always be eager to discover new things you might like. Then he said, and you know what? Coming to prom with you has turned to be a new thing I seem to like very much. Yay! We did it! Rex, most likely to survive for a year drinking only their own pee. Yikes. Liam's quote, and I'm over 400 and still amazed at how stupid people are here. Alright. We did it. We got Liam. Those 6 weeks were maybe the most epic and absurd weeks of our lives. After the Monster Prom, we kept on living our lives, falling in love, battling for friendships, and learning about who we were and who we could be. And you know what? Like it always does, life happened and it was wonderful. Liam kept doing art so hard that he eventually evaporated and became the concept of coolness itself. As he left the physical plane, the last thing Liam did was give everyone a condescending look. Scott turned out to be a genius and become the most renowned mathematician in the country. What? JK, he became an athlete, duh. He's still a bit of a simpleton, but as lovable and good-hearted as ever. Miranda used her vast knowledge of SURFs to get a job handpicking the best SURFs for other people. Unsurprisingly, she ended up leaving her SURFs to do the work. For those 6 weeks, the Monster Prom seemed larger than life, and then it was gone, just like that. The battle for Monster Prom might have ended then, but there are plenty of battles left in that war called youth. But once again, we were young and unafraid, and we were ready to start. Alright, gonna skip that in case it's copywritten, because I haven't checked that yet. Unlocked. You've unlocked 8 new images in the gallery. Cool! We did it! We got Liam! That's 2 down! Don't know who we're going for next time, but we'll figure it out. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm like losing my voice a bit. But yeah, that was fun. That was a little difficult trying to figure out all the right stuff for Liam. I'm not good at sarcasm. I'm not a hipster. I don't understand their train of thought. I'm not ironic. None of those things. Alright, but I'm moving my voice, so I'm going to call it here. Please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It really helps the channel grow. And I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bye!